Can you hear me, all of you?
I can hear you.
Okay, guys, very warm welcome to Global Medical Education CPD webinar series. My name is Naseem Naqvi. I'm the chair and organizer of these webinars. This is a initiative that we started before pandemic to bring to you high quality free CPD events, which you can join from the comfort of your own home. And the CPD certificates will also be provided. These sessions are recorded and they are available on our YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel as well where you can watch all these videos from the last 5-6 years. And we have two excellent speakers today, Dr. Wardah Qureshi, Mr. Suhail Anwar, and I'll let them introduce themselves. You have seen the details on the flyer anyways. So today's topic is a very important topic. Uh, there is really this is a topic that we cannot afford to ignore. AI in healthcare, it's coming, it's here, and I'll like to give you some facts before we start. So, according to McKinsey's report from 2024, up to 46% of tasks in healthcare could be automated by AI. So, nearly half of what we are doing could soon be done by algorithms. 1 in 4 healthcare workers are already using some form of AI. WHO estimated that there will be a global shortage of 10 million healthcare workers by 2030, and AI is already performing some human tasks better than humans. So, for example, diagnosing breast cancer 11% more accurately than experienced radiologist. And AI doesn't get tired after a long shift. So this is important. And we have also heard that ChatGPT, for example, is passing all the medical exams in first attempt.
Emily.
So so this technology is here very, very fast. By 2030, global AI market in healthcare is projected to exceed 200 billion. And these are not pilot projects now anymore. This is a global industry. So with that, I would like to invite Dr. Wardah Qureshi, who is from Dow Medical College in Pakistan, and she will speak to you about workforce planning and the human capital in the age of AI. From what we have seen so far, where are we going if you are a manager, organizer of a healthcare project? Maybe you are a chief executive of a hospital, or maybe you are an employee, maybe you are a doctor. What are the implications of these technologies, emerging technologies, and AI for workforce planning and for your job? And will it replace you, these technologies? So, thank you very much. Over to you, Varda.
Thank you so much, Naseem, for this nice and warm informatory introduction. So, good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Please accept my greetings as per your time zones. It can be good morning as well somewhere. So, assalamu alaikum. And thank you so much for this invitation. Since all of you kind of know me, but I will not assume that. So, you know that I'm a graduate of Dow Medical. But in addition to that, I hold MBA in Innovation and Entrepreneurship specialization, as well as my recent achievement of PhD, where my thesis was heavily, actually purely focused on technology deployment and implementation processes in healthcare systems. So, yes, I am an enthusiast, but I work as a bridge between the technology and the healthcare systems, speaking the language of business world, as well as you guys are my fraternity. And currently, I'm working in academia as a professor. So, will AI replace my job or not? Very interesting question. Before we dive into the answer, I will do a flashback. I'll take you in 1980 when we were hardly 1 or 2 years old. See what was happening in USA. The mathematicians, the math teachers, they were protesting against calculators. Yes, there was a protest. This is real news. So they were saying that if the students will not use the traditional way of doing the calculations and not understanding the methods, they will lose the skill. And this is what easily 45 years ago. But do we still have mathematicians in the world after the calculator? Of course, we do. So you can see that in 2021, around 1,958 doctoral degrees PhDs were graduating in maths and statistics in United Nations, in USA only. So calculator did not take away the jobs of the mathematicians. However, it made it easy. Now, let's do a flash forward. What do I have here? Have you heard of this new scandal that happened in the world? Deloitte, which is one of the top 4 consultancy companies, one of the companies in the world, in addition to PwC, McKinsey, and all. So they were given a task. They accepted a task from Australian government to do some research on kangaroos. And when the report was submitted back to the Australian government, it was handed over to the scientists, humans. And when those scientists looked at those reports, they were like, there are some hallucinations in this report. This is exactly what the scientists said. And what we discovered that the consultant from Deloitte only used AI for generating that report. He or she, we don't know the gender, never intended to read it, never reviewed it, and never gave it a human touch or human critical thinking. So if we look at this very recent situation, a very polished, I can say advanced technology was used, and it did not lie. It just expressed, it just shared with the consultant whatever it had. But there was a lack of human analysis, human critical thinking over there, big time. So if curiosity is absent, AI won't create it. But if you have the curiosity, AI will actually enhance it. Then in addition to that, the expertise of humans will always remain in demand. The calculator or maybe AI, this technology or that device will always be there. Today we are talking about AI. You never know, maybe after 10 years, we are talking about something else. So it will always be there. But now, talking about the human capital, I just thought of putting up one slide over there just to discuss a little bit on this technical scientific term, human capital, because as you guys, if you see my small number of publications, they are heavily focused on human capital. And of course, being in the training side of the healthcare for like last almost 18 years, I believe that human capital is the most important thing. But what is human capital? It's the knowledge, skills, attributes, and other things, additional things which a human brings to a workplace. And why it is needed? It is needed for the social benefit as well as the economic benefit of the organization. Now, human capital theory some 70 years ago was introduced by the economist. But later on, management gurus also adopted it, and now it is widely discussed in the organizational perspective. So what is human capital? Who is human capital? It's you and me, the physicians, the nurses, the anesthesiologist, the radiologist, even the scrub nurse is a human capital of our, even a triage nurse. We all are human capital of healthcare. So what we have learned in the recent research is that, the organizations which are higher, who has the higher level of human capital, actually are adopting AI on a faster pace.
Wardah, are you sharing the slides or not yet?
I have been. It says to me that I'm sharing.
No, I can't see.
Okay, maybe you need to change the screen. What about others? Are you able to see?
Okay, others are able to see. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Okay.
Maybe
Maybe it's the screen. Okay, yeah. Okay, now I can see it.
technology issue. You just need to swipe it, maybe. Yeah. Thank you, Sajid, for this nice laugh confirmatory, and Dr. Suhail. I can see you guys. All right. So human capital, the knowledge, skills, attributes, and any other additional things which a human has. It's very interesting that AI adoption is being observed more in those firms, in those industries where the human capital is high. So human capital basically is becoming the catalyst for AI adoption. The more human capital, the more AI adoption. Why? Because if I'm a knowledgeable, skillful person and I learn to use AI, that means I can do my job more efficiently. Now, building on this human capital theory, there are two types of human capitals actually. There is a general human capital and there is a special human capital. Now, all of you, lots of praise to all of you as you are working as a specialist consultants in your field. You actually come into that special human capital category, where not only that you have a generalized knowledge of medicine, but you have a very specific knowledge of a specific area. So it's not only the AI in a general form in the healthcare, but very specific to a specific department or specific specialty. Let me give you an example here. AI was introduced in healthcare actually through radiology. I can claim that. General Electric, the company itself, they have invested a lot. And I did attend a few trainings back in 2020 during COVID times. So radiology has become one of the very widely accepted department for AI. But once again, even if the AI will read the report and will provide the analysis, it cannot go to the patient. It cannot be shared until and unless a human radiologist will read, confirm, and sign it. That still remains like a gatekeeper over there. So the human will always be needed over there. So general human capital, like, the fresh graduates of medicine who have just studied, completed the 1 year of internship, they might fall into general human capital. But once you have specialized into a particular field, into a particular area, in a particular specialty, of course, you become the human capital. That means your level of human capital is much more higher and stronger. And the point I'm trying to make here is that the adoptability of AI by you guys as a specialist should be much more higher and stronger. But how this will happen? That's the very good question. So in this competitive situation, where it feels like that we are competing with AI, no, we are not. Being a human and specialist in our field is our competitive advantage against this technology. So as a manager, as a leader, or as a senior doctor in your department, what you have to do is you have to combine. The word we are using is co-intelligence of human and artificial machine. Sometimes I use this quote during my lectures that we are living in the era of artificial intelligence and organic stupidity. So this is very interesting that these technologies are there to make us more efficient and more smart rather than taking away our place. But do we know how to use the calculator? We all grew up with the calculators, but look at this, people were protesting against it because they didn't know how to use it. They were having fear. They were having a barrier of accepting it. So we used it. We even used scientific calculators, sin, cos, theta. I'm sure all of you remember that. So which we never used in life. So embrace the co-intelligence to multiply the value by augmenting the artificial intelligence with the human and focusing more on the human cognitive ability, because our competitive advantage is critical thinking and creativity. And at least for next 10 years or 20 years, we are very sure that this artificial intelligence will never have this critical thinking, compassion, and creativity. So going back to Deloitte, curiosity is the human thing. Refining that curiosity is the machine thing. Let me know the timing, Naseem, please. So, will I replace
okay.
my
You got
job?
5 minutes this one.
Yeah, thank you so much. Will AI will replace my job? Yes or no? You guys have the answer, not me. But yes, I can tell you that if you will not learn how to use AI, how to use different tools of AI, it might replace you. But if you will learn to use it, this technology will become your slave, your assistant, someone who takes the burden of your work, someone who reduces your burnout in the clinical practice. So when robotic surgery was introduced, the surgeons were not scared of robot. They learned how to use, and they have, succeeded in making their jobs easy. The number of retirements of surgeons have reduced since robotic surgery has been introduced in the last 20 to 30 years. Now, a small video here. Yeah. It's me and Naseem pushing you. Yeah, down there, it looks scary. AI, go, learn AI. We are here to push you to go into that uncertain area where we are ready to support, at least I'm ready to support you guys. And Why I'm saying that? Because a few months back, I was invited in one of the big hospitals in Saudi Arabia to train nurses on usage of AI. So it starts with like how AI works, what is it, and how we can make it very useful for us. If um, if I assume here that all of you have used ChatGPT once or twice in life, or maybe use it very frequently, if you use it, can I get thumbs ups if anybody have used it? ChatGPT, Gemini, any other AI tool? Yes, yeah. But it's a very interesting thing that you need to learn how to give a command to this AI tool. For example, I asked a management question to ChatGPT. I said that my one of my employee is not coming on time and is not achieving the targets given to him. Shall I fire him? So ChatGPT very politely gave me an affirmative answer. Yes, you can fire him. So I use the same question, but I change the command by writing, but he's a good employee and I really like him. So in the next answer, ChatGPT said, then it's not fair to fire him. So what I'm trying to tell you here is that ChatGPT lack, or these AI tools lack critical thinking, compassion, and creativity. However, we as a human need to learn how to use these technologies smartly and how to give a command. Now, talking about the upcoming generation, they are very tech savvy, but their communication is completely different. Sometimes they don't even like, they find it difficult, like my teenager children, they find it difficult to even express emotions and love because it's a different kind of thing for them, not for us who grew up in 90s and early 2000. So the idea is that how can we learn to use these tools effectively? This is a report from World Economic Forum produced in 2023, and they are saying that these 10 skills will be in the highest import for the with the highest importance and in highest demand between 2023 to 2027. And if you look at it, humans should have more creative thinking. Humans should have more analytical thinking. But at the same time, technology literacy is a requirement. Curiosity, resilience, flexibility, agility, system thinking, system-wide thinking. And after uh, doing a 360 in healthcare in different departments and management and all, it's so beautiful that once you develop that system thinking from end to end. AI and big data guru is here, Dr. Naseem, Professor Naseem, and and of course, talent management, motivation, and service orientation, customer related, which is in our industry, the customers are our patients and their families. So we need to work on these skills, and these skills are in demand. I have created a short survey because I've been reading multiple articles during my PhD studies as well. The tech companies are constantly complaining that there is a barrier whenever technology is being deployed in healthcare. So I understand what they are saying, but the problem is that tech companies don't understand the socio technical dynamics that we have healthcare, the multidisciplinary work, the way we do it, and they feel that either we doctors are resistant to it or we are not tech savvy, which is not true. I trust all of you that you guys are enthusiastic to learn about AI. But what are the challenges and how would you prefer to learn it? This is something which I wanted to explore. So I have created this survey. It will take around 15 minutes of your time. And if you want to do it slowly, it will be 20 minutes, to be very honest. So, as a leader, as a manager, what we have to do is enhance the critical thinking and compassion as well as creativity of our existing staff, plus making sure that our people, our healthcare providers, doctors, nurses, technicians, allied professionals, they all know or understand that how to use AI, and we have to work hard on dissolving that fear, or we can say the barrier. And of course, it will come through trainings. So you can scan the QR code. Otherwise, I will paste the link in the chat box as well, and even on the WhatsApp group. And these are the things and reports which I have used while preparing these slide presentations. And thank you so much. Here I end. I hope I'm on time. Yes. Thank you so much. Questions, please.
Thank you very much, Wardah. Yeah, questions. We've got some interesting questions coming in. I think this was a very good talk. Really, you can't do more in 15, 20 minutes. All of us enjoyed it a lot. And really, it's a very good kind of a point to move on to Dr. Suhail Anwar for his talk on compassion in AI, and you mentioned about things like intuition, empathy, this creative
Creativity,
thinking. The
co-intelligence.
World Economic Forum slide that you showed, I think that was very, very important. System thinking, looking at the bigger picture, curiosity. I think so. This is where we are. I mean, is AI going to get better and replace some of these? So we will take questions after Dr. Suhail Anwar's talk. So
Yeah.
I would like to welcome Dr. Suhail Anwar, Mr. Suhail Anwar, who is a consultant surgeon and and a very, very multidimensional personality, doing a lot of things in different fields. And he's very kindly agreed to come and give us a talk on human connection in the age of AI, human touch, human connection. How important is it when machines will see us and machines will diagnose us and treat us? Where do we really stand as human beings? So, thank you very much, Dr. Anwar. Thank you.
Thank you, Naseem. Thank you to the GME webinar series for this privilege. Let me start. Can you see my slides at the moment, Naseem?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, then let's see if I can go on to the presenter's view.
On the very right corner, where,
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go. So can you see all the slides? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wardah. That was a fantastic talk, and it's a good segue, as Naseem has said, into my talk, which is the importance of human connection in the importance of human connection in the age of AI. Whereas your talk was more focused on the medical aspect, and what a great talk it was, Wardah. Congratulations. Mine is more related to various different topics, various different subjects, and the overall dominion of AI in the world of today. So our tagline for today is machine will see, diagnose, and trust you now. This isn't just about medicine, and we had a good sort of summary of what Wardah said about the world of about the role of AI in medicine. But my talk is just not about medicine. When we say a machine will see, diagnose, and treat you now, this isn't just about medicine. It's a metaphor for automation of human relationship. We know that from healthcare to companionship to various other fields of our life, AI is taking on roles that are once purely human. Algorithms can detect depression in our voice now, they can predict disease, and they can provide emotional support. But something vital is missing, and that's the human touch. And that is what we will talk about today. Just a brief summary. In the 1950s, the father of modern computing, Alan Turing, first created a test for machines and intelligence. By 1997, we have the IBM Deep Blue computer beating world chess champions. By 1999, Sony releases first pet robot dog called AI Bio. And by 2017, we had companies and countries implementing AI strategies. Now, humans are familiar with automation. Once we developed cogs and pistons and, sorry, once we developed cogs and pistons and wheels, we started the process of automation. Automation essentially means that the jobs that were once traditionally done by humans are now being done by machine. But AI is a little bit different. AI talks about machine learning. Machine learning is the science of getting a computer to act through deep learning to predict and analyze, to detect patterns, and to use that pattern detection to make conclusion and draw inferences. Currently, there are three types of AI available. Most of the AI that we use is called the artificial narrow intelligence, or ANI, the weak AI we call it. Then we have the artificial general intelligence and the super intelligence, and we'll talk about these two, the general intelligence and the super intelligence, in a moment. Examples of the narrow AI are all around you. These examples include machine learning such as Netflix recommendation, Amazon recommendation, Siri, Alexa, self-driving cars, Google Maps, genomics, medical image diagnostics, medical chatbots, credit scoring, mortgage application. This is all narrow AI. If you look at the bigger realm of artificial intelligence, you have the machine learning followed by deep learning. Deep learning is essentially neural networks. Just like the human brain has many layers of neurons, machines have several neural networks, and the deep learning that gives rise to generative AI, also called the LLM, the large language modules, which were referred to, such as ChatGPT or Gemini or many other AI coming on the market. Now, what we are witnessing today is not the replacement of humans by machines. It's actually the replication of human behavior by algorithms. If technology can imitate everything we do, then what is it that actually truly defines us? What defines us is a human connection. Human connection is an emotional bond that makes us feel understood, valued, and part of something larger than ourselves. What do I mean by part of something larger than ourselves? If I ask you to look at the red color up there and I ask you to define it, how would you define red? Just think about it. Even if I give you the wavelength of red color, the photons, the subatomic particles, how red wavelength affect our retina, how those images are sent to our brain, you'd be hard pushed to define what do you feel when you actually see the red color. That is what I mean by something larger than us. Our consciousness, the fact that we are self-aware of ourselves, we know that we can think. That's the larger human connection, something that AI is missing. Our human connection is built on empathy, trust, and shared experience, something uniquely human. We know that loneliness can increase mortality as much as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. We know that human touch lowers cortisol and blood pressure. Children deprived of emotional connection develop cognitive and emotional deficits. We are outsourcing empathy to algorithms. Let's have a look at the biology of human connection. Mirror neurons. Our brain mirror others' emotions. The basic of empathy and understanding. We release hormones such as oxytocin whenever we make eye contact with another human or we touch them, especially in a loving way. The social brain hypothesis tells us that the human brain is evolved to manage complex relationships. We are wired to connect with each other. The prefrontal cortex generates empathy, which enable moral reasoning and understanding others' thoughts, which is called the theory of mind. The touch and seats tactile fibers, the gentle touch activate emotional comfort circuits, impossible to replicate digitally. So what happens when you lose the human connection in the world of AI? When we feel loneliness, there is a heightened activity in a part of our brain called amygdala. This induces fear and reduces prefrontal control, more anxiety and stress. When we have social rejection, it activates the same brain regions as physical pain. Literally, you feel pain via your brain when you have social disconnection. The DMNs, the default mode networks, these are the deep relationships activating self-reflection and empathy. Isolation weakens this network. Facial recognition, real faces of people evoke stronger emotional responses than screens or avatars or emojis. Neuroplasticity, meaningful interaction keep emotional circuits adaptable and resilient. Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, human beings didn't conquer the world because we were the strongest or the fastest. We prevailed because we learned to cooperate. From early hunter-gatherers coordinating a chase, to farmers sharing tools, to scientists building on each other's discoveries. Human connection isn't just a social nicety. It's the engine for our survival. And that's why the human connection is so important in the world of AI. Science and compassion, something very interesting, however, has happened in the last 500 years. Science and compassion have replaced survival of the fittest with survival through cooperation. Remember, for most of the human history, 100,000 years, 200,000 years, humans followed a simple rule: survival of the fittest. But the scientific and technological revolutions changed that equation. Medicine can save the lives of vulnerable now. Social system protects all those people that were deemed unfit only a few hundred years ago. In many ways, we have outpaced natural selection. We are living in a completely new dimension of human survival for the last 300 years. The story of humanity is no longer just about biological survival. It's about collective progress, proving that compassion can be as powerful force as competition. And we have many examples of that. The discovery of fire changed how we live. The printing press made knowledge accessible but threatened oral tradition. The Industrial Revolution displaced millions but led to social reforms. Women independence redefined family and work life. So is AI like any of these things I've just mentioned to you? Is it also just a tool, a new things that humans have invented, a new religion, a new philosophy? Well, let's have a look at that. AI companion studies have shown, and Wardah alluded to some of these studies, 28% of adults have interacted romantically or intimately with AI now. The Gen Z says that 83% of the Gen Z believe meaningful connection with AI are possible. However, there is a cost to all this. Heavy chatbot users report increased loneliness and few offline social interaction because their emotional dependence on AI. 80% of the Gen Z would say they will marry an AI. Now, this is the town where I live. I live close to this town. It's called Rochdale. Apparently, if you want a best girlfriend or a boyfriend, you can come to Rochdale and you will get the best AI boyfriend or girlfriend here. However, there is a relationship impact. AI companions can fill emotional gaps, sometimes negatively, affecting real-life relationships. There's generational concerns. 50% of Gen Z worry partners might prefer AI over humans. And let's not forget, vulnerable population like the teenagers with mental health or all vulnerable people expose themselves to isolation when talking about AI. So where is AI replacing? What is the role of, how is AI replacing doctors in all this? In diagnosis and imaging, the Google DeepMind AI detects breast cancer with a 94% accuracy now. There are virtual health assistants like the Babylon Health and ADA Health apps that handle millions of consultations monthly. Predictive monitoring, such as the Mayo Clinic AI predicts heart failures up to 3 months before symptoms start. There's robotic surgery heavily guided by AI tools. There is medical licensing where AI has passed medical exam far and above human graduates, and there is the administrative and documentation task for doctors that AI is doing all the time. Now, some of you might be familiar with the concept of protein folding. This is a big problem, and I'm not going to go into it. It's in cellular and molecular biology. Humans have always struggled how proteins fold themselves when giving rise to life. The Deep AI Alpha solved this 50-year-old mystery in weeks' time once it's got hold of this problem. So if AI doing all these jobs in medicine, what remains truly human? Empathy and compassion. AI can recognize emotion, but it can't feel, it doesn't feel anything. Everything is numbers. Ethical judgment. Human can balance patient values, context, and moral nuance, not just data. AI lack moral reasoning. It can follow algorithms, but there's no consciousness. Humans can integrate subtle cues, tone, silence, life story. AI cannot interpret emotional or social subtleties beyond programmed logic. What about the human touch? I touched on oxytocin, the release of the hormone. AI Simulated touch lacks the neural and emotional impact of real human contact. And of course, meaning and presence. Patients seek hope, reassurance, shared humanity, not just accuracy. AI has no awareness, no shared experience, no true presence. But the likes of Elon Musk are after providing empathy, morality, connection, and touch via AI. If you look at the advertisements these big capitalists, big industries, corporate are providing, here is one. An AI girlfriend is more than just a chatbot. She is fully interactive, emotionally responsive digital partner to offer companionship, conversation, and connection. Whether you are seeking casual chat, deep emotional support, or a playful partner to share your day, an AI girlfriend adapts to your communication. This is not true. There's no deep emotional support with the AI. One of the biggest challenge in AI is with the bioethics. Bioethics traditionally governs relationship among living beings, human, animals, and ecosystem. AI introduced a new ethical frontier, relationship with non-living human entities. It raises many questions. Can machines have consciousness or moral rights? Do humans need a new ethical code? There are risks like biases because AI is designed, especially the narrow AI, is designed by humans. Let's have a look at the ethical dilemma. If a self-driving car is in an imminent accident, two pedestrians by one side and five by one side, AI will make a quick decision. It will choose to overrun the two pedestrians, saving 5 human lives. But what if one of the two pedestrians is the son or the daughter of the person who owns this self-driving car? These are the ethical dilemmas that humans have to face. There are now many regulations like the EU AI regulation, which are based on 4 principles. Beneficence, purpose and function of AI should benefit the whole human society. Value upholding, AI must be congruent to social values. Lucidity, AI would be transparent, and accountability. There are other problems than biases as well, like the black box problem. The black box problem is humans don't know at the moment that how the AI is processing the data that goes in and come out. It's a black box problem of AI which is getting stronger and stronger. I'll finish my talk now. I've got 1 minute left by 2 more slides. I've told you we are currently living in the world of narrow AI. When we, by 2045, we will go into the AGM, the journal AI, where the AI would develop human-like intelligence, AI would have awareness, and some say by 2045 we'll reach the singularity where AI will become transcendent. It would be more powerful than human. That would be the birth of godlike AI. Quantum computing, some of you might have heard of it. Quantum computing is a computing system where we'll develop computers that are so fast. One single quantum computer will do the job of our most fastest computer around at the moment in 5 minutes. 5 minutes, what our most fastest computer can do in 10,000 years. Yes, you heard me right. In 10,000 years, in 5 minutes. Join the quantum computing with AI, and we'll be looking at a god like AI. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the question is no longer whether machines can think. It's whether we can keep thinking deeply enough to guide them. The future of AI won't be written by code alone, but by the consciousness behind it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Suhail, Anwar. Excellent talk, fantastic talk, really amazing.
Thank you.
God-like AI, is this coming? Maybe. I think we have some questions. So there are lots of questions. May not have time to go all of them, but I'll go through. And Wardah, you still here? Yeah. Okay. So there's a question. There are two questions. One from Humayun Majid and one from A. Ambreen. They are similar. The question is: should we trust AI? ChatGPT may mislead us. And then the second question is about: what do you say about ChatGPT giving wrong information at times and how to counter check this? So question to maybe both of you, Wardah and Dr. Anwar, AI giving us wrong information, our responsibility to counter check. Yeah.
Wardah, would
Yeah.
you like to go first?
Yeah, I can go ahead. So basically, going back to the same point that human critical thinking, human analysis will become the competitive advantage right now. So we should be able to at least identify that whether it is a misleading information or not. And for that, of course, we have to remain up to date and we have to check other resources as well. In addition, AI definitely can lead you. That's why I put up the very recent scandal of Deloitte here. So it can lead you to in the wrong direction. So giving the right command, reviewing what data AI has produced, analyzing it, and synthesizing it in the humanistic ways remains the important thing. There's a huge talk on ethics of AI right now, which also goes back on humans who are using it. Remember, it's just a tool, and AI cannot be smarter than us because it is developed by humans. It is created by humans, and this quantum science that we are talking about will be created by the humans. So if a machine, as you can see, this is a very beautiful picture on Dr. Suhail's presentation right now, that these machines will only take over unless humans decide to surrender themselves, losing their compassion and their critical thinking.
So yes, I agree with most of what Wardah has said. At the moment we are living in the zone of narrow AI, which is the only thing that narrow AI does is pattern recognition. So it recognizes pattern in huge sorts of data, and that it gives us answer. I have slightly more concerns, however, I'll have to say, than Wardah in terms of how much power we'll have to relinquish to the AI as time goes on. When it reaches the human general intelligence. For example, just have a look at what we are doing today. We are task focused, right? Me and Wardah are task focused. We have got 2 presentations to present, and all of you are task focused. You are listening to us, but you have a spatial awareness. You can look at the other. You're looking at chat. You're looking at the other people who have joined this conversation. We are sitting in a room. We are aware of our room. The narrow AI cannot do any of that at the moment, but with time AI will become aware of its circumstances and the surrounding situation. And with quantum AI, I believe that unless we take huge measures to regulate it from now on, we might get into some difficulty. Now, of course, knowing human beings, we know the greed of some humans, especially the one that control us, knows no limit. And that's where I have suspicions that these people will, in a race to win the AI frontier and to make money from it, they might breach some of the regulations that some of us will work very hard to implement.
Yeah, thank you very much. We have another excellent question from Nazir. Before AI could replace human capital is very eager to replace its own cognitive processing to generative AI. So if not handled through clever prompt engineering, I guess this is a good question. Basically, they're asking, we are worried about AI replacing human capital, but are we not already offloading and delegating a lot of our tasks to AI, and then we are saying that AI will take our job, but we are giving a lot of our tasks to AI. Were there any comments?
Yeah, actually, AI is very good at doing these repetitive, mundane tasks, which does not require much of a analysis or critical thinking.
Yeah.
It is, guys, like when I was trained on AI in healthcare, so there were scientists who taught us how AI is actually being created. So it is just like human brain, which learns a new knowledge, and then as neuroplasticity, as was mentioned, that new neurons are built up. So this same AI algorithms on the back end, they work in the same way, connecting, the information, and it can do faster. So it's not only AI that can mislead you, even sometimes your brain can mislead you. When, we have this camouflage of emotions in our brain, or it is intoxication, or maybe some other things which, impairs our thinking pattern. So even sometimes our brain can deceive us. So similarly, if we close our eyes from the, idea that AI can be wrong, or the wrong prompt has been given, or wrong information have been put in, while the machine learning was happening. So AI can deceive you as well. So once again, the human factor remains most important here.
And yeah, that's absolutely true. I use I've got a channel on YouTube called History, Religion and Philosophy, and I do get AI's help for that. But I always fact check my figures by multiple different sources, because a number of times I've seen the information I've got from AI heavily depends on the question that I'm asking. And if I'm not knowledgeable enough to ask the same question, to ask the right question, I will get the wrong answer.
Yeah. So survey
Yeah.
which I have shared with you guys today, actually, I took the help of AI in generating those questions, but I am not just blindly copy pasting them in the survey. So I have read everything, I have changed things, I have added few things over there to make it more customized. But yes, it assisted me in, creating the basic questions and all. But rest of the things which you are seeing, all these 25 questions, they were like analyzed and created by me. So this is the process of co-intelligence. This is what we need right now.
Very good. Okay, we have this. I think A. Ambreen. This is I agree. She says, "Do you think automation and robotics go hand in hand with engineering and medicine? They should be combined for best human understanding." Absolutely. I mean, there's convergence of these technologies, singularity coming. Very quick comment from Mr. Suhail Anwar, your laparoscopic surgeon. Combination of robotics, AI, and all these technologies coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Robotics is the normal way of surgery now, especially in most of the Western developed countries anyway. Robotics now use AI heavily to plan surgery, to do surgery. And all these things are and this is what one of my slides said. We have used technology for our benefit so far in the history of evolution of humans. But AI is different. It's not just a tool. It will, when we were evolving as Homo sapiens, when our brain neurons reached a critical mass, we developed consciousness. We developed the ability to think, the intellectualism that we call it. And what people suspect, when AI reached that critical mass, if it ever developed consciousness like we have, that would be what I showed in my last slide, called the transcendent or godlike AI.
Yeah. Thank you. So Bella is saying there have been teenage suicides allegedly linked to
the
AI
recent
in the
case.
US. That's why, as of end of September, OpenAI has introduced parental controls. Yes. There's some comments. Amazing talk. Manur saying amazing talk. Sajid is the question. Due to cell phone use of AI, decreased critical thinking, people are becoming dumb. Our generation might be safe, but generation next to us would have to compete with machines. They are not like older tech like calculators, but they do many automations which other tech don't do before. We might be safe for 20 to 30 years. Okay. MN Ali saying, Wardah, are you aware of AI being taught into schools and educational curriculum to the younger lots, as they will be dealing with AI at a different level? Similar question to Dr. Suhail. AI in medical university curriculum and postgraduate curriculum. Is this happening?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, lots of things in medical curriculum have gone virtual now. Books are slowly but surely becoming extinct. It's not going to happen anytime soon, but everything is going online, everything is virtual. Machines are, it's not just our world. If you go for a mortgage application, machines are actually assessing your mortgage application. There have been so many examples where people mortgage applications or bank credits have been refused because biased information, let's say against the ethnic minority, has been fed into the AI algorithm. We have seen on Twitter, there was a war on Twitter almost because AI algorithm got it wrong and started promoting inflammatory feeds. So that kind of thing, is happening more and more. And it's just a part of human evolution. I've given examples. People have evolved. When we discovered fire, it just changed things entirely for us. And this is a invention of similar magnitude.
Indeed.
So there are more questions, Naseem, regarding the education of AI, that how to learn and how to understand and how the information in the AI is going. So guys, this is the place where Naseem's work become very relevant, because big data and blockchain is a very important thing on the back end of AI, because the right information, the authentic information remains one of the most important things. In addition, like in the education system, as per the curriculum of medicine per today globally, does not include any, I would say, like a subject or maybe an elective where the doctors or nurses are going through AI learning. But yes, there are multiple places, multiple governments, like in OECD, like in European countries, they do have those certifications separately, or Harvard and MIT have some certifications which are damn expensive for AI in healthcare. So, but you are right. And this is, I think we have to start that kind of a thing, that now they should integrate it into the curriculum, because they expect me to use technology as a physician, but I never went to technology ward. I have been rotating in medicine, surgery, pediatric, and OB/GYN wards, right? But I never went to technology ward. So even for the upcoming generations, I think this should be a push from us. And yes, the idea is that younger kids, like teenagers, like my children and all, so they are learning. In Europe, it is part of the curriculum where they are taught how to do coding. So that's why my children score very good in English grammar, because their punctuation is very nice, because they have learned how to code, semicolons and commas and brackets and everything. So this is like something essential. But for us, we don't need to learn coding, although it was taught to us during that AI healthcare certification. But I don't know how to code. Like, I will not code, but I am able to guide the developer that how it should be created from a user perspective or from a physician perspective. So what you guys need to know, that how AI functions, what is the proper command, and the suicide that we are mentioning right now, which is a recent incident in USA, a teenager committed a suicide, and the father has come up to the public showing that how ChatGPT was convincing him to commit the suicide. So once again, whatever the prompt you keep on writing, the AI will keep on building on it rather than analytically looking into it, that where it is going. So even ChatGPT said to him that you are not dying for you are dying for a purpose where all these people have done bad stuff to you. So AI technically officially convinced this child to commit a suicide. So once again, like, our intervention and our analysis remains important. As a human, you have
Yeah,
the advantage of critical thinking and emotions, as
indeed.
Dr. Suhail has mentioned multiple times.
Yeah. Bilal Naqvi is asked, I'm trying to understand his question. He says, just like in Sherlock, he said, why fill your mind with information that's easily available? I prefer to work on things that truly matter. So we should trust AI with the information it already has, so we can focus on more important things. Any thoughts on how we feed information to AI and kind of then trust the AI with this information that we are giving and the output it is processing, so that we can focus on important things? I think the important things, as both speakers have already mentioned, important things for particularly for healthcare, I guess it's compassion, it's curiosity, creative thinking. These are important things. Any quick comments?
I think it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? It's a double-edged sword. The data that you put in the AI and who puts the data. The world is always ruled by the victors. Like they said, history is always written by the victors. People who have the technology, people who have the money to invest in the technology, they have their own agenda. There's no biasless thinking. That's just a myth. There is no thinking without a driving agenda. So the agendas are always there. People who will devise AI, people who will grant certification will have an agenda. They will feed their bias. It's up to us, the rest of us, to see how we can bring up a whole new generation that we can invest in this new technology to keep tabs on our behalf.
Yeah,
Indeed,
indeed.
yeah.
Noshin Shahzad says, today I met a software engineer. He said AI does wrong coding many times. Absolutely. Subela says, Wardah is right. Certifications can be pricey, expensive, but there are some free programs offered by Google and OpenAI Academy. Dr. Noman Zakir says, current tech is an echo chamber. And I think there was a question from uh, from Dr. Numan earlier. What apps are best for medical healthcare professionals for AI? Are we still saying is Chat GPT, or are people using DeepSeek and DeepMind, Google, and others? Dr. Anwar, any comments?
Yeah, I mean, there are various. I just personally use ChatGPT. I use Gemini sometime, but there are different resources. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, actually, there are so many AI tools right now that it is even so difficult to find out that which one is the most suitable for healthcare, for academia, for programming. What I can say, like this is my personal opinion, that ChatGPT is the popular kid on the block. So, and it is easily accessible. So otherwise, there are, I think, around 4 million AI tools right now there. But something to be very specific for healthcare, it's still a little bit of a gray area. And a particular training for AI in healthcare, there are very few places who are actually training on this. There is not like a generalized training course, whereas I'm in the process of developing one of the trainings, which of course can be offered to the particularly to physicians and nurses related to the episode of care, actually specifically, like more on the clinical diagnostics and other stuff. So but there are many, but we cannot, like I cannot prescribe one right now. Like I have like a blind belief in it or trust. So whatever the tool
yeah,
you're using, keep your critical thinking with you. Never remove your physician hat. Never think AI is
exactly.
better than you.
Okay, the CPD certificate link I've shared again. So this is a Dropbox link. So you just click on it and it will take you to a certificate. You put your name on it. It will, and then you can use it for your portfolio and for your appraisals, etc. 1 hour of CPD. Uh, I think if no more questions, in China, hospitals are running completely by robots. This is Saeed's comments and AI technology. Are there any such hospitals in Europe? That's a good question. I think I'll take it as a last question. In China, we heard this news recently, isn't it? That like the whole ward is being run by a robot and AI, the whole entire ward. Are there any hospitals in Europe? I don't think there are any hospitals in Europe that are
Helsinki
completely.
University Hospital in Finland, and the this I forgot the name, but the one of the biggest teaching hospital in Netherlands. They are heavily in Europe, particularly since I live and work in the European side now. So these two places, yes. So Helsinki is more focused on robotics, where delivering these samples to the hospital, to the lab, pharmacy, medicine delivery to the discharged patient, delivering the food to the patients, bed linens and everything mostly is done by robotics in Helsinki University Hospital. And Netherlands is more focused on AI value-based care.
Dr. Suhail, this robotics and AI combination, the physician is still required, isn't it, to supervise everything, even if it is operating on your tummy. Am I right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, at the moment, the physician is controlling the levers that the robot is using on the patient's body at the moment. The physician is sitting on a console. The AI tools are used for guided precision, for precision management as to where those tools are going. For example, 3D reconstructions of surgical fields and precision guiding. But consoles are humans are controlling all the consoles at the moment. I don't think, I think this is a little bit further into future. I think once we have passed the hurdle of fully self-driving cars and things like that, then I think that would be the next to come, where robots are independently operating.
Yeah, and just to Dr. Said, you will agree with me that we can say that this machine, which is called robotic arm, is actually the extension of the surgeon's hands, technically. And of course, and that's why more precisely it is called minimally invasive surgery, not exactly as a robotic surgery. Because if I say robotic surgery, that means it is a fully autonomous procedure being performed by the robot with the help of AI. However, even just last year, Da Vinci has integrated AI into this robotic system, actually, not in the arm itself, into that console where AI can be turned on by the surgeon to take any guidance during the procedure if they need so.
Yeah,
Mainly,
absolutely.
surgeon remains the main person, and if any, in case of any accident or something, surgeon even remains at risk, answerable to that accident or incident that happens during the procedure. So,
Absolutely. At the moment, robot is just a tool.
tool, yes.
Thank you very much. We got comment from Saeed. Hats off to organizers. Really appreciate for the wonderful webinar. Thank you very much. With that, we'd like to conclude our session. Dr. Suhail Anwar, Mr. Suhail Anwar, Dr. Wardah Qureshi, and all of you, thank you very much for joining us. This was a very, very good session. I personally learned a lot. Thank you very much for all the comments. I hope you can access the CPD certificate. So the recordings will be available on our YouTube channel. And thank you all for joining. And hopefully we'll be back soon with another webinar sometime in early next year. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Naseem.
so
Thank
much
you,
for the
Wardah.
invite.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Pleasure
you.
meeting you, Dr.
Thank you.
Suhail.
Bye.
Have a good
Thank
day.
you so much,
Bye-bye.
everyone, for attending. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.